Here's what most people don't realize about certificates and certifications. Having the right combination is way more valuable than having the most certifications. And I've been in this space long enough to see what actually moves the needle for people's careers. And it's not about collecting every cert that you can find. It's about understanding which certifications work together to create a skill stack that employers can't ignore. And this is more important than ever in this modern age of AI, with entire industries being disrupted. Think about it this way. Would you rather compete with 10,000 people who have the same single certification as you, or be one of the few professionals who can bridge two critical business areas? Today, I'm breaking down 7 certification combinations that do exactly that. These pairings have consistently helped professionals stand out in the competitive job markets, and they command higher salaries because they solve real business problems that single certs can't address. So if you appreciate me making this type of video, let me know by gently tapping the like button, and I'll do more of these types of videos in the future. And with that being said, let's jump into it right now. Now, quick disclaimer, the salary figures I mentioned come from sources like Glassdoor and ZipRecruiter, and these are average estimates, not guarantees. Your actual salary can vary depending on your experience, location, the company you work for, and many other factors. So use these numbers as a general guide, not a promise of what you'll earn. And also, I'm going to be mentioning certificates and certifications interchangeably. They're technically different. And generally speaking, certifications are worth more than certificates, but not always. All right, combination number 1 is Network Plus and Security Plus, and this is from CompTIA. Now, this first combination is an absolute no-brainer, but almost nobody talks about studying for these together, even though there's massive overlap. So the Network Plus and Security Plus combo is like peanut butter and jelly. Individually, they're okay. In fact, they're pretty good, but together they create something that's way more than the sum of their parts. Why? Because understanding networking is fundamental to security, and security knowledge makes you a way better network professional. Now, the genius part is you can actually study for both almost simultaneously because they share like 40 or 50% of the same content. And I've had multiple of my students as well as multiple subscribers in the r/CompTIA subreddit confirm this. One guy said, and I'm quoting directly here, "I studied for my Network Plus and Security Plus at the same time because there was a lot of overlapping information. I think it helped me in the end rather than harmed." Another person scored 829 on Security Plus, then knocked out Network Plus just a few weeks later because of how much the content overlapped. So what can this combo unlock? Well, for starters, you'll qualify for roles like Network Security Specialist. They make around $86,000 to $144,000 a year. Network Operations Analyst, and they make around $80,000 to $143,000 a year. But here's where it gets interesting. This combination makes you significantly more valuable than someone with just one or the other. Why? Because you can speak both languages. You understand both the network infrastructure and how to protect it. And most network people are clueless about security, and most security people don't truly understand networking. So you'll be in that sweet spot that companies are desperate to fill. And this is one of the best ways that you AI proof yourself is you become what I like to call a specialized generalist. And that's where you specialize in multiple different tracks and you're pretty good at both of them. And because you have that overlap in skill set, you become much, much more valuable. Now let's talk ROI. Network Plus costs around $349 for the exam, and Security Plus is $379. So your total investment is about $730 plus study materials. But the potential salary boost is often 15 to 20K higher than just someone with a single certification. So that's an insane return on investment. Now, if you're finding value in this, hit that like button right now and subscribe to the channel because I'm just getting started. Oh, and another thing I want to mention about cybersecurity jobs in general is oftentimes they're even more safe just because of the fact that a lot of the jobs that you would be applying for are going to be American jobs, and they're not going to outsource those overseas for obvious reasons. Because in some of the jobs you'd be applying for, it might literally be a national security risk. So you're relatively safe when it comes to outsourcing. And on top of that, there's a lot of liability when it comes to cybersecurity careers and cybersecurity roles. And basically, companies ask themselves, how bad would we look if things went wrong? So for instance, if they were to hire somebody with no certifications, even though that person might be just as good as the person with certifications, it would look worse when things went wrong, right? Optics are important. And so oftentimes they will actually require that you have certifications. And it's not just a nice to have, it's pretty much a necessity. So I just thought I'd mention that, especially when it comes to cybersecurity related jobs. And by the way, I just want to tell you that certifications are great, but most likely that's not enough for recruiters to come and chase you. And I have to say the job market right now is very tough, and that's why for one time only, I will be inviting you to our live workshop. All right, quick break, guys. This week, I'm gonna be hosting a free live workshop that's going to be designed to help you grow and make money on YouTube. So click the link in the description below to check out when that will be happening. And at this workshop, I'm gonna be giving away my brand new tool, the Niche Validator Pro 2.0.5, completely free. This is a powerful GPT-driven tool that I've been working on, and it's been trained on thousands of hours of my teaching, my philosophy, and coaching sessions. And with it, you can uncover hidden profitable YouTube niches and generate viral content ideas with just one click. And I'm gonna be giving it away for this one time only at the workshop, so make sure you show up. Click the link in the description of the pinned comment below, and when you're done registering, make sure to click on add this to your calendar. So it'll show up in your Google, Apple, or Outlook calendar, so you won't miss the chance to grab this free AI tool. Now, you'll also be able to ask me questions live, so I look forward to meeting you. See you this week on the live workshop. Click that link in the description in the pinned comment below to sign up, and make sure you put it in your calendar. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Combination number 2 is the CCNA and the AWS Solutions Architect certification. Now, this combination right here is like having a superpower in 2025. Why? Because it bridges the gap between traditional networking and cloud infrastructure, which is one of the most sought after skill sets on the planet right now. So basically for the last 5 years, I've been one of the only people that have just been shouting into the void, telling everyone to learn cloud related skills. While just about every other YouTuber, like basically an entire industry of YouTubers, were telling people to learn software development. I'm not saying they were bad for doing that, but I was telling people to learn cloud related skills because I just thought it was way more valuable and it's significantly easier to get a job with. And what do you know? Now software development, it's actually significantly harder to get a job, and cloud related skills are much better. They're basically the new software development. So the CCNA gives you deep knowledge of traditional networking concepts and Cisco infrastructure that runs most of the world's networks. And the AWS Solutions Architect certification shows that you can design and deploy cloud systems on the world's most popular cloud platform, AWS. And together, you become the unicorn who can help companies migrate from on-premises to cloud environments, which is literally what every major company is trying to do right now. Now, on the r/IT career question subreddit, I found people who were studying for CCNA RNS, VMware VCP, and planning to start an AWS cert because they recognized how powerful this combination is. And this combo qualifies you for positions like cloud network engineer, which is $118,000 to $180,000 a year, DevOps engineer, which is $112,000 to $175,000 a year. And the real magic happens because most network engineers don't understand the cloud. And most cloud people have superficial networking knowledge. So you become the translator between these two worlds, which makes you incredibly valuable. Now, cost-wise, the CCNA exam is $300 and the AWS Solutions Architect Associate is around $150. That's $450 total for certifications that can literally double your salary. Even better, once you have this combination, you can easily add more specialized certifications in either direction and command even higher salaries. So the foundation you build with these two certs makes learning additional technologies so much easier. Now, pro tip here is to just add on a tiny little bit of either marketing or sales related knowledge to really career proof yourself. We're going to talk about some ways you can do that a little bit later on the video, but I wanted to mention that right here. And the reason for that is because marketing and sales has been valuable for like the last 3,000 years, and it's going to be valuable 3,000 years in the future. It's just one of those evergreen skill sets that is never not valuable. Whereas technology, because of the fact that how specific it is, some pieces of valuable technology kind of go in and out. For instance, they used to hire people to literally just do math, and they would have these like abacuses, I believe they're called. It's like a really old calculator that they do math with, and merchants would literally hire people to do that. But then technology happened and they didn't need to hire those people anymore. They had calculators. Maybe they just learned how to do the abacus themselves, et cetera, et cetera. So technology can be a bit of a double-edged sword because you learn this stuff and then 10 or 20 years down the line, a lot of the technology that you were learning about is now outdated. Whereas sales and marketing pretty much never goes out of style. The way you do sales and marketing might change a little bit, but for the most part, if you understand the fundamentals, it's always going to be valuable. So I just wanted to point that out really quickly early on in the video, but let's move on to combination number 3, which is project management, which is like the PMP or the CAPM plus Agile or Scrum. So the CSM or the SAFE or SAFE. Now, if you want to be guaranteed a job in pretty much any industry, this combination is your golden ticket. So traditional project management methodologies like Agile and Scrum are like two different languages in the business world. Most people only speak one of these languages, but when you can speak both, you become the ultimate translator who can work in any environment. And a user named Duck Heron on Reddit specifically recommended this. Try getting PMI, SAFe, or CSM if possible. Differentiate as a problem solver. And another user confirmed, I have a CAPM certification and it definitely helped. I also have an Agile cert. And this certification stack qualifies you for roles like Agile Project Manager, 109 to 175K, Scrum Master with PMP, 83 to 131K, or Digital Transformation Lead, which is 190 to 342,000. And most traditional project managers are clueless about how to run Agile teams. And most Scrum Masters don't understand traditional project management fundamentals. So you'll be able to bridge both worlds, which is exactly what large enterprises need as they transition between methodologies. Now, the PMP costs around $555, and the CAPM is cheaper at around $300 if you're starting out. And a CSM is around $1,000. So this is a bit pricier than some of the other combinations, but the ROI is massive. And I've seen salary increases of 30 to 50K within months of getting this combination. And what most people don't realize is that companies are desperate for people who can help them transition from traditional to agile methods. And if you can speak both languages and help navigate that transition, you become invaluable. And just generally speaking, project management in general is super valuable. And it's one of those skills that was valuable 3,000 years ago when they were building the pyramids or whatever the heck it was, or doing Stonehenge. I'm probably off on my timeline there, but it's also going to be valuable 3,000 years in the future when we're living in like a post-apocalyptic alien world or whatever, right? It's always going to be valuable. All right, the next combination number 4, is not as well defined, but I wanted to talk about this, and that is basically AI skills mixed with literally anything else. Now, there's a lot of different valuable AI skills that you can learn, and it's a bit of a wild, wild west out there. There's no sort of AI certification that's kind of set itself apart as the gold standard. But with that being said, some AI skills that are a little bit less accessible would be things like machine learning or deep learning. These are kind of big brain AI skills. And, definitely if you're super smart, you can learn this, or if you're really interested in it, you can learn it. But it's probably something that's going to take you a long time to get good at and get a job at. With that being said, Coursera has some really good machine learning and deep learning certificates. But I think an even better use of your time, and probably a lot easier for the average person to get into and actually get into quickly, is going to be AI infrastructure, right? Learning how to use AI to do the day-to-day things faster. Okay, so you're not making AI, you're just using AI and you're implementing it in a business. Now, again, I would say Coursera's AI for Everybody or some of their other AI-related certs are great here. There is no sort of gold standard for certifications for AI right now. It's not like other industries like cybersecurity or IT where CompTIA is kind of the gold standard. But yeah, just thought I would mention that. AI with just about anything else is going to be super valuable. All right, next is going to be the Google Data Analytics plus data visualization by Tableau or Power BI. Now, this might be one of the most underrated combinations on this list, but it's a career goldmine. So the Google Data Analytics cert teaches you how to collect, process, and analyze data, but the Tableau and Power BI cert teaches you how to visualize that data and tell compelling stories with it, which is what actually drives business decisions. Now, I think data analytics alone, just being able to crunch the numbers alone, isn't enough. You need to also be able to communicate the findings of your data after you've crunched the numbers. And getting this combination will qualify you for roles like data analyst, which is 71 to 120K per year, business intelligence analyst, which is 92 to 147K per year, analytics specialist, which is 95 to $152,000 a year, and dashboard developer, which is 116 to $192,000 a year. Now, the real power here is that most data analysts can run queries, but create terrible visualizations that executives can't understand. And many visualization specialists don't understand how to properly analyze data. So you'll bridge that gap, making you incredibly valuable. And the Google Data Analytics cert costs around $59 a month on Coursera, which, by the way, this cert, as well as all the other ones that I mentioned, will be in the description and the pinned comment below, so check out down there. And you can complete these certs in a few months. So the total investment might be around $300 to $400 total, but the salary boost can easily be $15,000 to $25,000 a year. And one great thing about data analytics, and one thing that's happening in the data analytics industry, is they're becoming more and more specialized to different career career paths and industries. Just as an example, you have nurse informaticists, which is basically a data analyst who knows how to use their data analyst skills for nursing related problems. Super specific. And yeah, every company needs data analysts and visualization, whether it's healthcare, finance, tech, manufacturing, you name it. So definitely a good one to check out. Combination number 6 is Salesforce admin plus marketing cloud. Now we're getting into the combinations that can make you some serious money without requiring a technical background. So the Salesforce admin certification teaches you how to manage the world's most popular CRM system. The Salesforce marketing cloud certification shows that you can handle marketing automation on the same exact platform. And together they make you a powerful asset who can connect sales and marketing functions, which is a massive pain point for most companies. And this combination is hugely valuable because most Salesforce admins focus solely on the sales side, while marketing cloud specialists often don't understand the core Salesforce platform well. So you'll be the unicorn who can bridge both worlds. And based on the job market information I found, this combination qualifies you for CRM marketing manager, $90,000 to $149,000 a year, marketing operations manager, $89,000 to $146,000 a year, Salesforce platform manager, very specific, $127,000 to $193,000 a year. And yeah, there are literally Salesforce specific roles, like literally roles where you just have to know this one CRM. And if you can do that, you can make really good money. Now the Salesforce admin exam costs around $200 and the marketing cloud email specialist exam is also $200. So the total investment is around $400. But the salary difference between someone with just one certification versus both can be $20,000 to $30,000 annually. And like I said before, learning sales related skills and marketing related skills makes your skill set more evergreen. All right, next one is going to be DevOps plus cloud certification. So this final combination is an absolute king for technical professionals who want to maximize their earning potential. A DevOps certification like AWS DevOps Engineer Professional paired with a cloud platform certification like Azure, GCP, or AWS creates an unstoppable skill stack that companies are paying premium salaries for right now. You see, DevOps is all about streamlining the development and operations processes, aka doing stuff fast and efficiently, while cloud platforms provides the infrastructure. And when you understand both, you become the architect who can build and maintain the entire system and do it very quickly and efficiently. And with this skill stack, you can qualify for positions like DevOps engineer, $112,000 to $175,000 a year, cloud DevOps architect, $141,000 to $223,000 a year, site reliability engineer, $133,000 to $209,000 a year, and platform engineer, $164,000 to $268,000 a year. And the really valuable part is that this combination puts you in one of the highest demand, lowest supply positions in tech. You are basically a freaking unicorn. And companies are desperate for people who understand both DevOps principles and cloud platforms deeply. Now, the cost varies by which specific certification you choose, but expect to spend around $300 to $600 total on exams. And the salary premium here is probably going to be over $40,000 more than if you just had one cert or the other. And these skills will only become more valuable over time. So there you have it, these 7 certification combinations that make you absolutely irresistible to employers. But you might be thinking, Shane, which combination should I choose? Well, it honestly depends on your background, your interests, and your skill set. If you're already in IT, combinations 1, 2, 4, or 7 might make the most sense. If you're more business focused, look at 3, 5, or 6. And the most important thing is to start building your certification stack strategically rather than randomly. So yes, these certifications are actually great, but what you need to understand is that most of the value of getting these certificates are the brand of the certificate, and 20% only goes into the information that's provided on the certificate. So you're actually getting more leverage with the brand, and sometimes that's good enough to catch the attention of recruiters, and sometimes it isn't. But there's a better way to catch the attention of big companies by doing what my client Josh was able to do. He basically talked about his skills on YouTube in very specific skill sets, and he talked about the certifications there, and he caught the attention of a bunch of recruiters, hiring managers, business owners, and decision makers in these different companies. And because of that, he was able to get 2 job offers from FANG companies, and they reached out to him. So not only was he getting the skills with certifications, but he was documenting it on YouTube, and he was building his brand. And at first it just helped him get his dream job. Then it helped him create a side hustle where he's making a few $1,000s a month, and then a full-time income where he's making $10,000 a month. And then finally he was able to quit his job and scale his YouTube business up to over $180,000 a month. And I'll be talking about exactly how he's able to do this in a live Zoom workshop that I'll be doing where you guys can ask me questions directly. So I'll show you how you can leverage YouTube to get noticed by recruiters, or start a side hustle, or make a full-time income from it. And the live training link is in the description in the pinned comment below. But if you want to skip that and just go straight to coaching with me, me, then you can book a one-on-one strategy session with my team, and that'll be down in the description in the pinned comment below as well, and you can check that out. And if you want to see another great video on this topic, check out my video, Top 5 Online Certifications That Are Actually Worth It, by clicking right here.